So photo opportunities. I know that compared to like 40, 50 years ago, being a photographer is pretty cool because of the age of the internet, and there's just so many opportunities because people and brands, they want to have a presence online, which of course requires really cool visuals, which is where we come in. So in this video, I'm gonna go over some of the stuff that I think you should do and implement in order to find some cool gigs and overall put your amazing photography skills to good use. So number one, and probably most important, is that you wanna have a portfolio and build it up, like have some really cool work that you've done in order for you to show it to potential clients or overall people that you want to work with. So I guess the step right before that, in order to work your way towards a portfolio, is studying and learning and overall practicing your photography skills. If you're just starting, I really don't want you to get discouraged at all because everyone goes through the learning curve and it's natural. I mean, whenever you're learning anything, even like driving or drawing, you're gonna suck honestly in the beginning, but then eventually you're gonna get to a point where you're pretty good and you're gonna be able to book jobs and do little gigs here and there. Now, I'm a huge advocate for trying things out and experimenting, whether it's you want to try portraits, cityscape, landscape, surrealism maybe in Photoshop. But in the beginning, it is true that you should try to focus on one area. So for example, if you want to make a living at the start booking weddings and stuff like that, then you should probably focus towards the portrait side and build that up sufficiently again so you can have a cool portfolio and start earning income. And once you have that bit of financial security, then you could focus a little bit more of your time into expanding and maybe developing a different style and eventually switching over from weddings to, I don't know, Nat Geo maybe, and like visiting Africa and getting some really cool landscapes and stuff like that. Like everything is possible, but in the beginning, you kind of have to focus in one path just to start. Now, something that relates to kind of building your portfolio and the whole beginning process is finding like-minded individuals that are creatives and are really cool and can maybe help you learn, or also, which is a key, is bring you along. You can shadow them if they have a portrait shoot with a specific model and you can see what they do because maybe they're 2-3 years in, so they're gonna know more than you most likely. You can be their student and just absorb everything that they do and question what they do, because I know most people like being teachers, and I know I specifically like answering questions. So if you have a question as to why they're shooting a certain way or a certain angle, they're gonna let you know. So it's very important to find all those people so that you can progress and kind of skip ahead like a little shortcut instead of learning everything through online video, which you're doing right now, so please don't click away. But yeah, it's cool to just have a face-to-face interaction and learn that way as well. Oh, and related to the shadowing part, you're gonna get to the point where you're a good photographer, you're a good editor, you're a good video person, so your friends are gonna realize that. So if they ever need a second photographer for like a wedding or a project, or if they need like someone to edit a video for them, they're gonna reach out and you're gonna get photo opportunities that way. Did it just do it? Okay. So overall, try reaching out to creatives in your area and people that you admire in general and start making those connections. Now, the next thing that I highly suggest that you start doing is putting a lot of energy into offering your services. Because let's say you started learning photography a year ago, 6 months ago. So you're fairly new, so no one's really gonna know your name. So if you just sit back, even if you have a website or anything like that, nothing's really gonna come in the door, even if you have a really cool portfolio. Now, we did talk about the portfolio aspect. So if you have that nice and polished, then reach out to family and friends, reach out to local businesses. I don't know if you wanna create a promo video or focus on like photography only. So yeah, do a little bit of research on the people that you're gonna reach out to and clearly make a pitch that shows them what they can get from you. So show them your portfolio, like the past work that you've done and the problem that you're going to be solving for them. Now, this next suggestion is kind of like on the other side of the spectrum where you're not going to charge for anything, but you're going to be providing value. This is why I share some of my photos and videos for free on Pexels, for example, because again, I'm providing the value, and hopefully whoever gets to use that footage or the photos, if they need something like a specific clip or photo in the future, or if they're in the Chicagoland area and they need a videographer or a photographer for a certain event, then they're going to reach out to me. You can also share some Lightroom presets or like some video LUTs or even tips and tricks on your Instagram stories and save it as a highlight or as a YouTube video maybe. And yeah, it's all about expanding your footprint and getting your name out there and making sure that people have at least seen some of your work. Now, this next part is a bit tricky because it involves winning a competition, an award, or maybe even getting published. For this to happen, you of course want to have a lot of experience already, but it also involves you actively looking for these competitions. But the good thing is that a lot of companies like photo and video companies, they are running a lot of competitions every single year, maybe sometimes even 2 or 3 times a year. It's all about finding them, focusing and committing towards giving it your all. And really, it's a win-win situation, because if you don't win, then you gain valuable experience and your time was spent wisely, because you can maybe even add that to your portfolio, or you learn something along the way. And if you win, of course, there's probably a cool prize, but then you can also list it in your portfolio or resume that you were the 2020 winner of X competition. So definitely don't pass up on competitions and things of that nature if you think you have the time for it and it makes sense. Finally, you want to be consistent, professional, and reach the extra mile always. Once you have a number of clients and opportunities, you should focus on making them feel special and unique. Listen to their needs and put some effort into creating the best content possible. But I would suggest also to innovate a little bit so you keep growing, but also don't innovate too much and steer away from what the original idea is. So yeah, stay consistent, put the work in, reach out to everyone, put your work out there, give some of it away, just expand your footprint like I mentioned before, and eventually you'll have a nice batch of clients and friends and people that just want to work with you, and eventually they'll recommend you to their friends, family, and coworkers, and it just goes from there. So don't be discouraged, because a lot of times this can take a while, but just keep at it and you'll get there. So that's it for my suggestions, but before you click away, I highly suggest that you check out the other videos in this channel, because like I kept hitting in this video, you want to learn, gather experience, and just get to the higher level. So hopefully some of the other videos can teach you something that you didn't know before. And yeah, if you have any questions, just hit us up on Instagram and we'll for sure send a message back. But also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future uploads. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.